The power of mentorship is, whether the individual is living or dead, and it's really good to have a living one,
Yes.
is that they imprint you, they imprint your soul, their vibration imprints you. It creates a subjective vibration, like seed planting.
Oh,
You see?
planting seeds is,
Yeah.
what a beautiful way of saying that.
Yeah, it's very, very important. And again, with our young kids being raised by television and video games and terrible music, and I shouldn't call it terrible music because it's not music at all. In many cases, it's nothing.
Well, it's messaging.
Yeah, it is message but no music.
Right.
And much of it. I mean, there is some that sneaks through, but a lot of it isn't. And people are being raised by commercials. By the time a kid is 5 or 6 years old, that kid, he or she, has seen thousands and thousands of commercials that let them know that they're not okay, if there's something wrong with them.
Something lacking unless they have something.
Unless they have this game, eat this
Pair of
candy,
shoes.
this shoes, this tennis shoes. And so you need a mentor that can look at you and tell you that you're a genius, and that there's a genius in you.
Yes.
And that there's a power in you, and there's intelligence in you, and if you take the time to cultivate it, you can express it. And so with the lack of sometimes real education going on in our educational systems, schools are overcrowded, classrooms are overcrowded, teachers are burned out, underpaid. The mentor programs become increasingly important,
Right.
so that our children and young people do not fall through the proverbial cracks.
And that's truly the purpose that the Cafe of Dreams is bringing mentorship programs to youth through organizations like the Spirit Awakening Foundation, which I know that you support very fervently here. And would you speak to what the pleasures and the joys that you have received in your lifetime of being a mentor?
You know, Agape is celebrating its 28th year this year.
28th year, congratulations.
And I never really thought about 15, 20, 25, 28 years, because I'm very much the being that lives in the moment. So I do whatever I do fully in that moment.
Yes.
So I've looked up and 28 years has passed. And so in the course of that, some of my greatest joys have been watching my students become universal in their thinking, and they become universal in their gifts that they give the world, like Akuyo Graham.
Yes.
As an example, a great student of mine. So the joys have been watching these people grow, strengthen their wings and fly, and to actually activate their own mission and gifts, and to bring those gifts and those talents to the world. And so I've seen hundreds of individuals who've become practitioners, individuals who have become ministers, individuals who may not have been called professionally into either one of those two domains, but nevertheless have taken these teachings and taken my mentorship and have done very powerful things in the world.
Yes.
Million Mamas movement, peace movements. I mean, there's all kinds of movements that have emerged out of Agape because someone caught a vision about the possibility of delivering the gifts of their own soul. And when I see one of my students doing it, I think it gives me probably more joy than when I'm doing something. You know, it's just like, particularly, you know, they'll come and tell me, you know, I would have been dead if I hadn't met you. You know, I had no hope. I was sick. I didn't have a vision. But sitting here in the sanctuary, I came back to myself, and now I'm doing this. Look at what I'm doing, you see. And it's very meaningful to me.